Let review new curriculum for English major, Part 2.1, Actual Let questions with Rationale. This is JM Pedagogical Blog Review. Direction: you may get your note to answer and to record your score. There is a timer for each question. You are free to pause the video if the given time is limited for you. Do not hesitate to finish this video, for you are the next licensed professional teacher. Okay, let's get started. The activity that makes use of Elkanon boxes is segmentation, specifically the segmentation of words into their individual sounds, phonemes. Elkanon boxes are designed to help students visually and physically break down spoken words into their component sounds by moving a token or marker into each box as they say each sound. One-third of the population is poor. Since one-third of the population refers to a singular fraction of a collective noun, the correct verb should be singular. Thomas Paine. The phrase, "These are the times that try men's souls," is the famous opening line from his series of pamphlets entitled The Crisis, also known as the American Crisis, written during the American Revolution. Antony repeatedly says, Brutus is an honorable man, but his tone and the context suggest the opposite, that he does not actually believe Brutus is honorable. This is a classic example of verbal irony, where a speaker says something but means the opposite. Rules applicable to all human languages. Universal grammar refers to the theoretical principles proposed by Noam Chomsky that suggest all languages share an innate structural framework. Literal comprehension. This is the foundational level of understanding, focusing on recalling facts and details exactly as they are presented in the text, without interpretation. Ashurbanipal Library. This library, created by King Ashurbanipal in Nineveh, modern-day Iraq, around 668 BCE, is considered the first organized library in history, containing over 30,000 clay tablets. The Good Earth. This novel by Pearl S. Buck is a classic example of a novel of the soil, portraying the life of farmers in China and their deep connection to the land. The poem expresses the speaker's sense of duty and honor, showing that his love for Lucasta is not diminished but that he must prioritize his commitment to war as a noble cause. Paraphrase: the student replaces the missing vocabulary word with a descriptive phrase, the place for trains, that conveys the same meaning, making this a clear example of paraphrasing. Epic: a lengthy narrative poem that recounts the heroic deeds of legendary or historical figures, such as the Iliad and the Odyssey. Listening, speaking, reading, and writing are collectively known as macro skills in language learning and teaching. These are the 4 primary language skills essential for effective communication. Semantics: this focuses on meaning in language, including vocabulary, word relationships, and how words convey meaning in different contexts. In William Blake's poem The lamb symbolizes innocence, purity, and the gentle aspects of life. It also represents new life and the natural cycle of existence, which is often delicate and transient. The poem reflects on creation and the simplicity and fragility of life, suggesting that life is precious and fleeting. Interference, also known as noise, interference disrupts communication by distorting or blocking the message. It can be physical, background noise, psychological, biases, or semantic, misunderstood wording, making it the most common cause of communication breakdowns. Zarzuela, a form of musical theater that blends drama, music, and social commentary. During the American colonial period, Filipino playwrights used zarzuela to depict nationalistic themes, resistance to colonial rule, and social issues. Minerva, the Roman goddess of wisdom, strategy, arts, and justice. She was a highly revered deity in Roman culture, often linked to intellectual pursuits and warfare tactics. Robert Herrick, the author of Hesperides, a collection of lyrical poetry celebrating nature, love, and the simple joys of rural life. His verses emphasize beauty, carpe diem themes, and the charm of country living. Lord of the Rings by J.R.R. Tolkien is primarily a high fantasy epic, focusing on heroism, mythology, and adventure in a fictional world but lacks the defining Gothic elements such as haunted settings, psychological terror, supernatural horror, and the atmosphere of fear and decay that characterize Gothic literature. In teaching reading, the primary concerns typically include application, applying reading skills in various contexts, vocabulary development, building and understanding word meanings, comprehension development, enhancing the ability to understand and interpret text. Bertolt Brecht, a German playwright who developed the alienation effect, Befremdungseffekt, designed to prevent audiences from becoming emotionally absorbed and instead encourage critical reflection on social issues. His works, such as the Threepenny Opera and Mother Courage and Her Children, used unconventional theatrical techniques to engage the intellect rather than emotions. Petrarch, Francesco Petrarca. Petrarch is the poet who popularized the Italian sonnet, also called the Petrarchan sonnet. His sonnets follow a structure of an octave, 8-line stanza presenting a problem and a sestet, 6-line stanza offering a resolution. José García Villa, he is known for his distinct poetic style, including the use of reversed syntax and striking imagery. The lines provided exhibit Villa's signature technique. Anybody can be a hero. The poem emphasizes that ordinary people can achieve greatness and inspire future generations. It calls readers to live meaningful lives and create lasting contributions. Metacognition, the process of thinking about one's own thinking. It includes self-awareness, reflection, and understanding how knowledge is processed, which helps students improve learning strategies. Epiphany in literature means a sudden insight or realization that profoundly changes a character's understanding of themselves or their world. It is a moment of clarity or revelation that often leads to a transformation in the character's perspective or actions. Mark Twain. This was the pen name of Samuel Clemens, the famous American writer known for the adventures of Tom Sawyer and adventures of Huckleberry Finn. The name Mark Twain comes from a riverboat term meaning 2 fathoms deep, which Clemens adopted during his time as a steamboat pilot. Extending. This stage involves applying knowledge gained from reading in creative or practical ways, such as constructing projects, writing reflections, or engaging in discussions that connect the text to real-world contexts. The narrator uses I and speaks from their own perspective, directly sharing their thoughts and experiences. In the excerpt, phrases like "I could picture it" and "I have a rotten habit" clearly show the story is told from the narrator's personal point of view. Stage directions describe what is happening on stage as the play unfolds, so they're written in the present tense to reflect ongoing action. Synopses summarize the plot as if it is currently happening, also using the present tense to convey immediacy and vividness. She highlights the rotten or problematic aspects, such as inefficiency, bureaucratic issues, and moral decay, rather than praising or upholding the system. Her view is critical, exposing the negative side rather than celebrating quality education or administrators. A metaphor directly compares one thing to another without using like or as, implying that one thing is another to highlight a particular quality. Constructivism views learners as actively constructing knowledge by linking new information to existing understanding. It encourages exploration and problem-solving, making learning deeply personal and meaningful. William Blake's poem presents the lamb as a representation of childlike innocence and the divine goodness of creation. The lamb is linked to Jesus Christ, reinforcing themes of purity and gentleness. My mother gave me this cardigan for Christmas. A ditransitive verb is a verb that takes two objects, a direct object and an indirect object. In this sentence, verb, gave, indirect object, me, direct object, this cardigan. The poem by Emily Dickinson highlights how the soul chooses its own company and then shuts the door, suggesting deliberate, selective isolation from the rest of the world. The interactionalist view of language focuses on how language is used in social interactions to build and maintain relationships. It emphasizes communication as a social tool rather than just a system of sounds or structures. The G in gate is pronounced as G, a hard G sound, just like in go, guitar, and gift. The speaker realizes the folly and pain of youthful love. The poem explores how love can lead to heartbreak despite warnings. The speaker ignores advice and later suffers the emotional pain of lost love. Himself is used to emphasize the noun president. Intensive pronouns reinforce the importance of the subject in the sentence. Analects. This is the most authentic collection of Confucius teachings, compiled by his disciples after his death. It serves as a foundational text for Confucian philosophy, outlining principles for personal virtue, social harmony, and governance. Intonation. This refers to the rise and fall of pitch in speech, which helps indicate meaning, emotions, or sentence type. The given example highlights how intonation distinguishes a statement from a question through pitch variation. Shrugging the shoulders often signals a lack of concern or emotional investment in a situation. It's a common gesture for expressing neutrality or apathy. Ofelia Alcantara de Malanta, she is widely regarded as the goddess of Philippine poetry for her mastery of poetic expression, particularly in lyrical and sensuous verse. Her works showcase depth, elegance, and emotional power. Autobiographies are written by the person themselves, meaning their personal biases, emotions, and perspectives can shape the narrative. A biography, written by a third party, is generally more objective and research-based. Hamlet makes this remark about Claudius, his uncle-turned-stepfather. The wordplay implies disdain. He resents Claudius for being both a relative, kin, and an unwanted presence, less than kind. The tone is biting and sarcastic. Modification, the adjectives responsible and trusted modify the nouns officers and friend, respectively. This syntactic structure involves words that describe or qualify a noun, making it more specific. Informal reading inventory, II. This is a widely used informal assessment tool that helps determine a student's reading level by evaluating their ability to decode and comprehend passages. It provides insights into independent, instructional, and frustration reading levels. Estrella Alphen, she is the author of Magnificence, a powerful short story that explores themes of innocence, trust, and betrayal. The story depicts how a young girl becomes a victim of abuse by an older man, highlighting the silent yet impactful strength of maternal protection. Back formation, this occurs when a new word is formed by removing an affix from an existing word, typically a noun. Editor is the original word, and edit was created by dropping the suffix. Similarly, beggar led to the verb beg through back formation. How many correct answers did you get in this review? You may share it on the comment box. I hope you got a passing score and you learn as well. Good luck LET passers and top-notcher, claim it. Congratulations to the March 2025 LET passer. Congratulations teachers on passing the board exams. Your hard work and dedication have paid off. This achievement is just the beginning of a bright future ahead. Wishing you continued success in all your endeavors. The next video will appear on screen. Click it to watch, or you may choose the playlist for more related videos.